That's a tricky question, especially with GDPR. That I think has not made the world easier, and of course we'll overcome it, but I think it has sort of put a break on the development, and of course we'll overcome it, and then we'll get into a new era. But again, that's maybe back to the customization, and it's not about what you have in your CRM system as such, but how do you use that data to tailor-make the customer journeys that you're planning to have.
The obstacle is internally, a lot of our companies are not set up to support this. So we have a lot of data. It's in many different places, whether it's in this platform or another platform. What we need is more interoperability to bring all this data together. So we have almost, again, one 360 view of our customer, one unique identifier of our customer if they're traveling via various platforms, websites, apps that we use. We engage with our customers a lot, but we don't know when and where and what's potentially the best way of doing that. So to answer your question, internally we need to do a better job at building the foundation before we can start doing all this next level, next best actions, AI kind of stuff.
If people are going to share their data, they need to get something in return. And in a sense, you should get to a point where you really only, if you want to, as a company, be able to return value in exchange for that data that your customers are giving, you're going to have to be more selective in the data that you choose, the customer data that you choose. And really only ask for the data that you need. And the same thing, and there should be a sort of a corresponding return in value for the data that you get from the customer. And that needs to be visible to the customer.
Pharma's definitely not short of data, and with all the digital channels we're now using, we're flooded with it. I think the biggest challenge we all have is trying to get the data into one place and get an analytical tool that overlays it so that we can find the answers to the questions that we have. It seems to be utopia, that seems to be out of our reach. But I think if we could do it, we would actually understand the customer and the patient experiences and journeys a lot better, and therefore be able to deliver better solutions. So I think that's it. Can we get the data in one place and get some sort of analytical tool to be able to find the answers to the question and new insights?
What's really key is to make the data actionable to everybody on the internal side. So across the customer-facing functions, so that they have it available when they need it in their customer engagements, and making use of that data to provide value to the customers. So whether that's on the payer side, on the HCPs, or even all the way out to the patients, making it have an impact on the customers.
I think pharma has overwhelming amount of data, but it sits in a lot of pockets around in the company. So if we can bring it together in one place and look at our customers and see, okay, this guy interacted in this clinical study, for example, and he looked up this website and he received this email and talked to this rep. If we can put all of that together, we can probably get a better view of how we can best solve that doctor or that customer's needs. We are faced with GDPR, and so of course every time we have a data point, we need to figure out whether how we can use that data point. Can we bring it together, or do we need to go back and ask for consent with the customer and so on? For me, it's very important that we build trust. Trust is super important.